Hello again, everyone. We are on to week 2 now of reentry and pathways to desistance. So let's go over what we're going to cover this week. All right, our learning objectives are that by the end, you will be able to differentiate the goals of reentry from the realities of reentry. You'll be able to argue whether community supervision is a help or a hindrance to the goals of reentry, and then explain how addiction is linked to reincarceration. So what we're going to do this week is just dig into the goals of reentry, which overarching is to reduce the likelihood that someone returns to criminal offending and help them be successful in the community. Success is going to look like a lot of different things for a lot of different people. So depending on personal, environmental, and familial factors, it's going to look different. So we're going to also look then at how addiction plays a major role in reincarceration, specifically for reentry populations. We're also going to dissect then what effective community supervision looks like and how that can impact someone's success coming out of prison. So your things to review for this week. You're going to read the article, But They All Come Back, Rethinking Prisoner Reentry. You'll read effective strategies to respond to signals of poor progress on supervision, as well as From Supervision to Opportunity, Reimagining Probation and Parole, and then reading Chapter 8 of Homeward. The others are just little extras here to take a look at. The Delaware County's Probation and Parole website, just to get an idea of what it looks like in practice. They also have a supervision of defendants page that's really interesting to read and will sort of show you more of what this looks like in practice. And then please take a look over the general rules of probation and supervision. I'm curious to know what you all think about those rules. There also actually was an act just passed, Act 157, I believe. Don't quote me on the number, but it was just passed. It goes into effect in July, where we are now going to have to individualize the rules for individuals on supervision, re-entering society, much more specifically than the general rules as it reads here, that typically everyone just got a blanket set of conditions that they needed to follow. And while some of them are still going to remain, what they're requiring now is that we do risk needs assessments on offenders before sentencing, much like is already being done in the juvenile realm, to make sure that we are giving individuals individualized services, that their conditions really speak to the needs that they have and are not just blanket for everyone. One example I can give you is that on nearly every rule of supervision, it says that you cannot drink alcohol, even if your offense had nothing to do with alcohol. However, you typically cannot violate an individual because they test positive for alcohol if their offense was not related to alcohol. So riddle me that. So what we're really trying to do now, the probation world is trying to do, and legislators are trying to do, is tailor those more specifically to the individual. So what are you going to do this week? You're going to submit your week 2 quiz question. So make sure you're sort of looking for the theme of what was most important to you throughout the week. You're going to complete the week 1 quiz. So just a little quick review. I may even suggest to you doing the week 1 quiz before you even get into the week 2 material. That way you're not sort of confusing things, and it'll be a quick little refresher maybe on Monday from what you covered the week previous. Then you're going to complete the Impact of Addiction and Community Supervision Discussion Board. So the question prompt for you there is, if the goal of reentry is to reduce the likelihood that someone returns to criminal behaviors or antisocial behaviors, and then is subsequently reincarcerated as a result, in what ways do addiction and community supervision, meaning probation and parole, in what ways do they impact a person's successful reentry? So that's your discussion board for the week. You'll then complete the Kylo debate. So this week's materials discuss the many challenges that reentrants face when they're coming back into the community. So the discussion here asks you to choose a side. Should community supervision agencies, aka probation and parole departments, continue to oversee reentry efforts, or are these efforts better placed in the hands of community-based organizations and social service agencies, such as the mental health system, substance abuse treatment programs, homeless shelters, those things? So who should really be overseeing reentry? So the statement up for debate is community-based organizations and social service agencies should oversee reentry efforts. So you're going to decide whether you agree or disagree with this statement. So I want to know, who do you think should oversee those? Do you think it's community supervision agencies, or is it the community-based and social service agencies that should be overseeing reentry efforts? And I want you to explain why. All right, there's your 4 things to do for the week. So if you have any questions, as always, reach out to me via email, reach out to me via phone. My contact information is in that little contact information section on the left-hand side in Blackboard. And I look forward from hearing from all of you this week. So have a great week.